Stop animal testing. Animals are sentient beings, and we have been testing on them for a long time, without any conclusive results, because they are not representative of our species, as they aren't of other non-human species. For centuries, animals have been drugged, poisoned, burned alive, decapitated, forcibly impregnated, and locked away in isolation from other members of their species for what often represents a lifetime. The National Institutes of Health recognize that approximately 95% of all drug safety experiments on animals fail in human trials. Furthermore, 90% of all necessary research, including animal testing, doesn't lead to any effective therapies for humans. Despite that fact, millions of mice, cats, dogs, rabbits, and monkeys are tortured for no reason in cold laboratories that are funded by our taxes, and each time we buy cosmetics or medicine that has been tested on sensitive beings. How could the conditions, even without any experiment, be representative of anything natural, and therefore the results of additional stress and torture be reliable? The above would be like asking an anthropologist to study human beings in the death row of a prison and conclude that their mental state and reaction are representative of the entire human race. For research to even be taken into consideration and undertaken, it must be ethical and made with integrity. At least this is what I have been told and what I have learned, which is not and has never been the case in the field of animal testing, whether for cosmetics, medical, or psychological reasons. Since animals are sentient beings, and we consider their reactions to be close to ours, then why do we experiment on them, knowing that they feel like we do? Also, why do we proceed with industrial farming if we know that they suffer like we do? There must be double standard here, or a contradiction, or a misconception, or a big mistake, or a conscious intention to abuse, torture, and kill innocent beings for no reason at all. For either they are like us, in which case we should not be testing on them, or they are not like us, and therefore it is useless and unjustified to test on them. For the same reason, we do not test on human beings, whether they are in possession of all their mental faculties or not. Again, try to see beyond the narrative and through the veil of propaganda. You cannot love God or the creation and, at the same time, decide who suffers and who doesn't. When you park your car and leave it in it with the keys inside, it may or may not be stolen, so you take your keys with you just in case. Do the same with any living creature and be compassionate, kind, humane, and benevolent, and give them the benefit of the doubt, for God or life put them on earth for a reason, and they have the same rights as we do to live and be free. They do not have to be useful to us in any way. If it was you or someone you know or your pet being tortured, you wouldn't like it, and you know that. Boycott any item or product that has been tested on animals, and do not fund those horrible places. This can in no way be called science, but it is a barbaric practice with no basis at all. Today, not only science and technology have evolved, making animal testing even more unacceptable and completely redundant, but we also know that ancient natural healing and wisdom have been working and used since the dawn of time. Human disconnection from God and the entire creation has made us think that we are independent and almighty in what we can discover, do, and use, when the only true healing comes from above. We have taught others to be disconnected as well as incredulous. Since the beginning of times, ancient civilizations have always asked for permission, blessings, and signs to act on earth and use its resources with respect and consciousness. We must go back to that. Research has now widely proven, and many testimonies of people, among them scientists, that self-healing through prayer, positive thinking, and visualization is conclusive and effective, even in the cases of severe injuries and advanced illnesses. We must regain our original wisdom, power, and abilities and stop thinking that we are the ones that do, choose, or command. We can be eradicated from the face of the earth if life or God decides so, and we will not be able to do anything about it. Let us go back to being humble, connected to God and the entire creation, respectful, considerate, sensitive, and empathetic. Otherwise, this life is not worth living at all. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, watch documentaries on this topic and make sound and conscious choices for the sake of the voiceless, for they depend on us and they need you.